Hello everyone, it's Shanna. Welcome to my channel, Shanna Makes It. I've been kind of messing around in my craft room, looking at my storage and stuff and seeing what I have available. And I actually have this stamp here available, this stamp set, that I have never used. And I was thinking I'm going to go through my stamp sets, and anything I have that I haven't used, I'm going to make an attempt to use them and do something with them. I'm not certain who made this or even when I got it. I'm pretty sure that it actually was an add-on. I'd ordered some things and there were a couple stamps in there. It was this one and then one that was kind of a postage stamp type stamp set. But I thought today I would use this one, and I was thinking I would use it for a background for my cards. So what I'm going to do is bring my MISTI in, and I want to just leave them in the position that they're in, I think. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a card panel, lay it down. I just cut several of them because I guess I had ran through all of my card panels. And I'm just going to lay it down here. And I know I just moved that magnet. Now where is it? There it is. Okay. And I think I'll lay it at the top. And then I'm just going to take this stamp set. It's going to run off a little bit. I think I'm probably going to need my sticky mat. Sorry about that. Kind of ran my sticky mat across my mic. And I'll lay that on there and then put this piece of paper down and get it on there. And it's going to hang off a little bit just the way that it's made, and that's okay. I'm okay with that. And I think what I'm going to do is use some double-sided tape to pick that up, and hopefully this pink tape is not very sticky. Hopefully it'll be enough to pick it up on my MISTI. I'm going to use a couple pieces of it and pick it up. Hopefully that'll do it. Yep, very nice. Okay, so I've got that laid down on here, and I'm just going to get some inks and ink that up and make myself a background panel. Let me grab some inks. I'll be right back. Okay, so I've grabbed some inks. I think I'm going to use Crackling Campfire and this Dried Marigold. I thought those two colors kind of looked okay together. And I'm actually going to use a brush so that I can just brush it on different ones. And that way we'll have different colored backgrounds. Okay, so I'm just going to chair, since I'm going to be doing a bunch of blending, I'm going to actually sit down to where I can see what I'm doing. Actually, I'm not blending, I'm just blotting, I guess. So I don't know. I just want to kind of cover that. And that's one thing I like about these distressed oxides, is you can just see that they cover real nicely. And I'm going to do some of them whole and some of them half and half, and just have a real mixture, I think is what I'm going to do. And hopefully this will turn out. I'm not certain how it's going to go. Just kind of doing different parts of them just to see how this works. And, you know, since I've got it on my MISTI, if I need to do it twice, I can do it twice. And that'll work out. Okay, so I've got that color. Now I'm going to bring in my Dried Marigold, and I'm just going to finish up anything else that I didn't do. And these are pretty inky, so hopefully they'll look okay together. I don't think I've ever used a brush on a stamp before, so this is new for me to do this. But I thought it would help me to kind of mix up the colors a little bit. Hopefully this will turn out all right. This is actually really fun to ink them up this way. Just make sure I get them covered. And I think I'm going to use the crackling campfire for that butterfly. And hopefully that'll work. Okay, I think I've got them covered fairly well. And if I don't, we can do it again. So I'm going to move these out of the way and bring this back into frame. And let's see how this turns out. I'm not certain. Got kind of close there. And I'm going to get my stamp, my pressing tool that my stepdad made me, and just press my stamps down, and we'll see what this looks like. Okay, set that aside. Okay, we're going to lift it up. Ooh, okay, so I have some more work to do. It looks like the crackling campfire went down well, but the marigold was pretty light in some areas, so I'm just going to come back through and hit them again. Whoops, got my foot in front of my little heater, and it's barking at me. Just trying to reference my pattern here and make sure I'm hitting the areas that needed more ink. That's the great thing about the MISTI. You can just do it until you get it how you want it. Now, just going to keep hitting it. Probably wouldn't be bad for me to just re-ink it all. Let's see how this turns out. Okay, so I think I've hit all of my lighter areas. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my crackling campfire and hit it as well. And I'm going to have to pause because it's about time for the bus to arrive, and it is pouring down rain, and I don't want my granddaughter to get wet. So I'm going to go open up the garage door, get an umbrella, and be prepared to meet her at the bus. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back. I got my granddaughter out of the rain, off the bus, fed her some apple pie and some ice cream, and then took her home. So it looks like I've got a good stamping on this now, so this will be my background panel. I think what I'm going to do is take maybe one of the smaller butterflies and kind of fill in some of the area around there, and I'll even ink blend around the edge. Okay, so that was my husband talking in the background, and what I'm going to do is just pull this positioner off. And I'm going to do some cleaning, just wipe these off, clean these off real quick. And then I'll grab one or two of the little stamps and use it for filling in the holes. So I think I'm just going to pull this one off. And I'll clean that later. I'm going to get my little block that I have, and I'm going to lay this stamp on my block. Let's see, do I have a piece of scrap laying around here? Well, I've got some paper towel. That's what I'll use. So I'm just going to push it down and kind of clean it off a little bit. And I may have to use another one too, so that I don't have the same pattern going all over the same place. So I'm just going to make sure I have this inked up really well, because I'm only going to get one shot with it. And see if I can get a good stamping. Let's see. I'm going to do it here. Oh, that did well. Good job. All right, I'm happy with that. Trying to decide where else I want to put. Maybe they're kind of all in the same direction, so I'm hesitant to turn it because then it'll just look odd. So I think I'm going to clean this off, and I'm going to use my lighter color, and I'm going to stamp one over here, and then I'm going to do some blending around the edges. I think that's what I'm going to do, and that way, because I don't think I need to add a whole bunch more. Just trying to get this really good. I've got my ink pad off. There we go. Wasn't in view there. So, I kind of took that right off the edge, so I'm just going to lay that over there so I don't get it on that mat. And I'm just going to lay it down here. Oh, that inked quite nicely as well. I think I'm going to stop at that point with the stamping and clean up my desk space a little bit. And I think what I want to do is I'm going to lift this up, pull it off, and I'm going to bring in my little rubber or my silicone mat, which I've piled everything on top of here. And I'm just going to lay it down because I'm going to do a little blending around the edges with my colors. So I'll bring them in. I'm going to start with the lightest color, I think, and just kind of go around the edge with that. And then I think I'll take my darker color and just kind of hit some spots that I didn't hit with my other. Turn carefully. Ooh, that's kind of really getting in there. Trying to get that. Take my lighter color and go back over it. Blend it in a little bit better. Okay, that looks pretty. I think that looks really pretty for a background panel. I like it. So now I just need to think about what I want to do for the other elements of the card. So just need to think about that. I like that. I mean, that was just a freebie stamp that I got in with something else that I had ordered. And I think it looks really pretty. Okay, let me get my head together and figure out what else I'm going to do with it, and we'll go from there. Well, the first thing I know I'm going to do as I was thinking about cleaning up this is I'm going to just pick up some of this color on another sheet of paper, just so I don't waste it, because you can do that with the Distress Oxide. I'm going to grab my tweezers, and I'm just going to pick it up and blot it and see what I wind up with. It's a little wet. I was just thinking about cleaning it at first. I wasn't thinking about all that extra ink that is down there. I was just thinking about cleaning it off. Trying to get this side here that doesn't really have anything on it. So that's kind of what it looks like with those two colors. Okay, I'm just going to lay this aside and let it dry, and we'll see what it looks like. But I'm just, basically what I'm doing is I'm just cleaning this mat. And I thought, oh, there's some, when I sprayed it, I was like, there's a good amount of ink on there, so let's not waste it. So that's why I decided to grab that other panel and just do that. Okay, so now I'm going to finish cleaning up and I'll be right back. Okay, so while I was off camera, I went ahead and took my heat tool and dried this panel. And I also decided that I would clean my brush on here because I wanted a dark area, and I'm going to tell you why. I've kind of pulled together the elements that I want to use for this. I got my butterfly sparkle dies out, and I want to die cut a butterfly because I need some. This is a pretty plain card. It's just going to be flat, and I need a little bit of dimension. So I'm going to die cut out the back of the butterfly with that, and I'm going to bring the intricate piece and I'm going to put it in to this area. I actually blended on the back too because I'm going to raise the butterfly wings a little bit, and I wanted it to be colored on the back as well so that you would see that. So I went ahead and did that, and I'm going to die cut those out. And then I've also got the body of the butterfly, and I thought some gold would look pretty with that, so I'm going to take that, and I just evened up a sheet of that I had used of gold, and I'm just going to die cut out the body of the butterfly. And then I'm also going to add a sentiment to the front of it, and I hope this will work out. Let me just see. So if I have my butterfly on there like that, and then I could put a hello there or something like that. So I think I'll have room for both. This is just a white one. I'm actually going to bring the die out, and I'm going to grab the right one. I'm going to take my hello die, and I'm going to die cut several of those out as well. So I'm going to go to my die cutting machine, not going to drag it over here and make you watch me do that, but I'm going to work through die cutting out these pieces so that I'll be ready to assemble my card. Okay, I've got my die cutting done, and I've actually layered 3 background of that just to give it some dimension. And I cut my hello out of my leftover ink that I had splattered on that paper, or spattered. And then I have this die here that I haven't popped out yet, and I'm getting ready to do. And it will be the intricate die. And I'm just popping these out. I should have done this before I came back on. And so I think I have all the elements together for this card to call it a card. So I'm just popping all these little pieces out. Just takes a minute. So it's raining here. I've got to talk about the weather. It seems like every video. We did not get those wild storms that they were predicting. There for a little while we were under a little bit of a risk, and the tornado sirens in our area went off, but it was very quick, and we didn't get any more bad weather, which was so fortunate for us because we've already had a bad round and we haven't recovered from that yet. So okay, so I'm going to go ahead and assemble my little butterfly, and I've got too much glue there, so I'm going to touch my finger to it and get it lined up. And then this is why I went ahead and put some of that ink on the back of it, because I'm going to lift these, and if you're looking at it from the right direction, you might see a white panel. It's not wanting to stick. I'm trying to get it on there straight. Okay. Now when I add my butterfly body, it'll help it to stick because we're going to have some glue kind of along there. So I'm just going to grab my embellishment tool and pick up that little body. And I just die cut that out in my gold cardstock. That particular cardstock there was actually love from Lizzie. It was some that I had left over from a kit that I had gotten. So I'm just going to let that set aside and dry. And I think while I'm doing that, I'm going to get my card base ready. I've got a panel cut. I just need to score it with my score buddy. So I'm reaching down here to grab it. So I've got my score buddy right here. Move my card panel out of the way so I don't mess it up. And I'm just going to score it at 5.5, and it'll just be a top folding. And then we can just layer a panel down. I do have some little sequins that I haven't shown you yet that I think I'll add to it. I rarely add sequins to my card because I just don't think about it. And I thought, because this is a pretty plain card, I could definitely add some sequins to it. So I'm just going to lay this panel down. And I'm just going to use my tape runner for this. I've got glue and tape and everything all over this. I should have pulled that off and just used my glass mat behind there. I just get this tape runner at Hobby Lobby. It's just that, oh, and now I've taped it to my card panel. It's just that Ad Tech. That's what it is. So, kind of clean that off. Oh, I'm going to use my Score Buddy to line it up. I do this in every video now just because it is very helpful for me to kind of get it lined up. And this card's a little bit off, so I may have to do some trimming on it. Just so I don't have that edge there. So I'm just going to take my Tim Holtz scissors and just run it along there and snip that white off as best I can without messing up my panel. It's not much, but it's enough that I can see it. I'm not doing a very good job of it. There we go. Okay, that's better. So I'm happy with that. Okay, so I just need to figure out where I want to lay my butterfly that is going to be raised. And I did use the same colors, but it looks a little bit, just a little bit different. I was thinking maybe here where you've got that one that's not as, or maybe there, maybe that's where I need to go with it. I think that would look good. Just trying to see where I would want to put my hello. I feel like it needs to go. Let's see, how about if we do that? I'm just trying to decide because it's got that butterfly stamped on there. I felt like that would be a good spot for it. And then maybe my hello could go here. Okay, I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I like that. So, just get that laid down. Use my tweezers so I can get it lined up how I want it. Just cover that particular one up. I originally thought I would just put it somewhere, you know, in the center, not necessarily cover one up, but I think it makes sense to just cover one up and then just put it there. I think that's really pretty. And then we'll just put some glue on the back of this and get it laid down, and then we'll add some sequins and our card will be finished. I think I'm just going to lay it right like this. I think it moved on me slightly. Just push it down. Okay, and then I have, and I'm going to see what these would look like. I've got some sequins here that are from Spellbinders. They're that I've gotten in a kit, and I think these could look pretty on there. So we'll just lay them down and see how that looks. I think that's what I'm going to do, right like that. I think those look nice. So we'll just add those, and that'll finish our card off. If I can get get that to lay down. It's not wanting to come off my, I think I need a little bit more glue. There we go. I got some glue over there. I'll have to wipe it off. Set that down. I need to clean this off. That's my problem. There we go. I actually made a card earlier, a birthday card for my husband, and it turned out really cute. And I thought, why didn't I make a video of that? It was a little different. Because I didn't have any elements in my craft room for what I wanted his birthday card to be, I actually used my Cricut and cut out some elements and did that. I'm just not getting enough glue on the backs of these. So it turned out nice. I'm not going to talk about it because he usually watches my videos, so I'm not going to talk about the elements of it, so I can surprise him with it. Okay, I think that looks cute. I like it. Using that stamp to just create my background, and it is, you know, a relatively flat card, other than, you know, my butterfly that's sticking up, and that's from the Butterfly Sparkle kit. And then my hello, I layered it 3 deep, and then my sparkles. So I think it turned out nice. If you like it, consider giving me a thumbs up and perhaps even subscribing to my channel. Thanks for watching. Have a great evening. Bye-bye.